Hey, welcome back to Flashbacks and Fun Facts. When I was wrapping up the last episode on model trains, I realized that I pretty much covered all the retro stuff that I have. But not everything I loved playing with as a kid survived for decades in the attic and in closets. There was one thing in particular that I wish I had to do an episode about. And then it dawned on me, well, it's that time of year, why not just add it to my list for Santa? And apparently because I had been nice and not naughty, voila. The Erector set model 10201 from 1962, the one that builds the rocket launcher. Now, if you grew up around these things, you know that Erector sets weren't just toys. Invented in the early 1900s, they were tiny engineering labs disguised as Christmas presents. And they were actually used in early classrooms. Professors loved them because they were real metal, real pulleys, real gears, things that kids could invent and play with without risking damaging anything super expensive. And this set, it's from an era when space age wasn't just a theme, it was a national obsession. Remember, in 1962, John Glenn had just orbited the Earth. And the A.C. Gilbert Company was riding that cultural wave hard. Kids weren't just building cranes anymore, they were building spaceships, satellites, and yes, rocket launchers. Because nothing says childhood fun like being handed a Cold War era weapons program in miniature. And A.C. Gilbert, the inventor of Erector, was a pretty amazing individual. He was a medical doctor, he was a magician, he was an Olympic gold medal winner, a toy millionaire, big game hunter, and most of all, a kid at heart. Do you know that in 1919, he actually had to go petition Congress not to cancel Christmas? True story. They even made a movie about it you can catch online. Some engineers even used Erector sets to prototype things like robotic arms, computers. And they loved them because they were affordable, they were adaptable, and let's face it, they were fun to tinker with. And the instructions? Brutal. No hand-holding. Just, here, 200 parts, build a machine that launches a spaceship. And one of the things I noticed is not a lot of warnings on the box or in the instructions, but I did find this one note that says, be sure there is no one in front of the launcher when the rocket is fired. Different times. Okay, so let's build this thing. I mean, how hard can it be? It's a toy rocket launcher, designed in the 60s, for kids. Let's get started. Son of a... Yes! Okay, so yesterday my wife made me move from the dining room table out here to the garage. But it's finally done. I only lost like 6 screws, 4 washers, a little bit of sleep, and some sanity along the way. But it's perfect, just like the instructions said. All right, time to check it out. Oh! Hang on, while we're waiting. In the Sears catalog? Of course. Okay, figured it out. Here we go. All right, I think that's going to about wrap it for all of the toys and retro stuff that I've got. One more episode coming soon. If you've missed any of the preceding episodes, check out the links at the end of the video. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.